How's it going, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome to a brand new episode of Top Replays and Highlights. I have no idea what episode this is. Too many to count at this point for me. But I'm very, very excited to show you guys this week's set of replays. A lot of Speedroid stuff. Got some Mekk-Knights in there. Got some train stuff. Mainly Speedroids and Mekk-Knight, or Speedroids and trains rather, as those are the two decks that I've been playing the most. As of late on stream, just trying to like sort of figure out what my main go-to deck is currently, and it's probably between one of those two. I might be revisiting Infernoble Knight, obviously, in lieu of the new ban list. Might be revisiting Burning Abyss and Mermail. Those are some of the decks that have been on my radar recently to try to get back into, as there are some decks that have been kind of dormant on the channel for a little while. But before we get into today's video, I want to mention a quick way you guys can support the channel. If you're interested in picking up some high-quality TCG gear and accessories, consider checking out ImperiumDuelist.com at the link below. Feel free to use my discount code WINNERKILLS10 off at checkout to get 10% off your entire order and support the channel in the process. And of course, if you guys are also buying anything on TCGplayer.com or DrawPhase.com, check out the affiliate links I have to their sites down in the description below, because if you guys shop and check out on either of their websites using those links, a small bit of the revenue from your purchase will go right back into the channel, and it does help out quite a bit. So if you're doing any holiday shopping for yourself or for some of your friends, and you want to support the channel as well, check out those affiliate links down in the description. Also, if you want early videos and exclusive members-only content, consider becoming a member of the channel today. So let's get into it here. The first one I want to show you guys is just a little test hand replay here of a two-card, that's right, two-card Speedroid OTK. I was going about it all wrong for the longest time when it came to like how you had to OTK. I was really stuck with thinking you needed Chambara. But no, you just need Hama the Conquering Bow, as you can see there, with just Marble and Car Turbo or Marble and Tekatomborg. It does not matter. And the nice thing is about this is that Kite Drake will hit the board first, wiping the field completely, opening up for the OTK. And if they do have an interruption for the Kite Drake, it just means you're going to get to search Terratop because of Kite Drake's graveyard effect. And of course, Hama the Conquering Bow can make a second attack because we did use Hagoita to make him, a part of the Synchro Summon. And instead of making like a Crystal Wing there, we're going to go for Hama the Conquering Bow and take advantage of the easy level 8 Synchro access we have. And also, if you're worried about like hand traps or anything, maybe their board isn't too oppressive, maybe they don't have a stellar board, maybe just some back row, and you're worried about hand traps, you can just make Crystal Wing instead of Kite Drake and go for Hama as a follow-up. And you have Crystal and Hama the Conquering Bow. So that's how you do that one. Really excited to show this one up because like this replay, or this combo really is sort of making me want to rework how I've built my Speedroid list for going second. A lot of emphasis on easy level 5 special summons that gets paired with level 3 tuners to go for quick Kite Drake access. And that's sort of how I was going to start my OTKs. But now it seems like, maybe there's just more avenues, other plays that don't really need those sort of cards in the deck, or at least their roles won't be specifically for going for those synchro plays. But yeah, wanted to show you guys that one here. All right, so this next replay I want to show you guys is from my stream playing against Zalsha, and this was a fantastic game. I didn't save the replay on my stream, but luckily he did, and he was kind enough to send it to me. This was an extremely grindy back and forth game of trains versus Plunder Patrol. Go ahead and watch it from my perspective. I think this might have been game 3. So as you can see, starting with standard Plunder shenanigans, I do hit him with the Droll and Lockbird. I really wasn't sure going into this match how good Droll and Lockbird was going to be against Plunder Patrol. Turns out not that good. And as you can see, there is his end board. He has the one Cosmic Cyclone. He does have the Shipyard up and the Plunder Patrol ship Mork. Basically says you can discard a Plunder Patrol card, then target one effect monster opponent controls, banish it. Then you can add a Plunder Patrol spell trap from your deck to your hand. This is a quick effect. If this card is equipped with a Plunder Patrol card, you can only use this effect of Plunder Patrol ship Mork once per turn. If a Plunder Patrol card or cards you control will be destroyed by battle or card effect, and you can attach material from this card instead. So right now, obviously it has nothing equipped, no cards in hand, so we're not worried about the other effects it has. It's basically acting like a rank 4 Dingirsu, if you will. Being able to protect all plunders just from detaching. I start off with a heavy forward, and it's a nice bit of bait for that back row. The Cosmic Cyclone is going to take it out, but luckily we have Pegasus the Railroad Stampede. Follow that up with Drytron to be able to get into the Sky Palace Gengiradai. And this is going to be a nice 1-2 punch because we'll detach Drytron from it to get a pop. Gengiradai will get us a pop and a burn of 1,000 damage here. So we're going to try to clear as much stuff as we can. He does use the Almirage to protect it, but I'm going to try to take out the field spell in the process. We're going to go into the Juggernaut Leap, swing in again, just to get rid of it finally, and follow up into his Zeus. So feeling pretty confident here, controlling the board with the Zeus. Now, I will actually mention one minor mistake I made, and looking back at this in hindsight, you know, I should have summoned this bullet train to the field, knowing that Zeus was ultimately going to be the end goal, as there wasn't going to be an OTK. And the nice thing in general about Zeus, for train specifically, a lot of times when the OTK doesn't fail, or you need to use something like Juggernaut Leave to clear their board with a lot of attacks, you know, being able to have to go into Zeus is such a tremendous follow-up. But what I should have done is put Bullet Train on the field, mainly because, you know, I've got multiple copies in my hand as it stands, and I could use that graveyard effect eventually when I'm gonna Zeus, sending off my own Bullet Train to add back that Railroad Stampede to give myself a follow-up, because right now that's what I am lacking. There's a severe lack of a follow-up here. So I go into Zeus, you know, I Zeus him right when he commits enough resources to the point where I feel like I have to throw it out. And as he's got top deck Chalice here, it's still a good card, but not in this specific situation. Would love to have an add back from that Bullet Train to have a follow-up, because the thing is, if I would have done that play, if I would have summoned the Bullet Train to the field and, you know, Zeus it away like I had done, I would have been able to add back this card, normal it, revive Drytron, go into, you know, another Gustav Max to Juggernaut Lee, and the game would have been over right now. But because of that not so apparent misplay, the game is going to continue to grind on, finding more Plunder cards here, having the emblem, copy of Golden Hair as well, flipping up the Plunder Patrol Shipyard, ditching the emblem for Bluebeard, Shipwright, summoning at the field, going into Blackbeard, the Plunder Patrol Captain, trying to activate the effect. I'm going to go ahead and hit that with a Chalice and basically end his turn there. Drawing Machina Citadel feels super bad here. Just a bunch of bricky level 10 monsters in my field. I will touch on this. I know a lot of people, you know, have said good things about the Machina engine in trains, but this is one of my biggest reasons I don't like it, because a lot of them are big level 10 monsters that sit in your hand and do nothing in worst case scenarios. And, you know, this deck already has a hard enough time dealing with those worst case scenarios as is. So, as you can see, he gets into the lice, but we're luckily able to get rid of everything there. He top decks a Gamma for turn, or top decks the IDP for turn, having the Gamma in hand as well. Luckily, I'm really not able to do anything that'll trigger this Gamma. I just swing in for 3k and pass, top decking Drytron, which just feels so bad. He's able to fire off the Shipyard once more, get Golden Hair, summon that out, and then summon out Whitebeard, or Redbeard rather. I don't know what all these Plunder cards do, to be totally honest, but this deck I actually do think is quite underrated. It's not like tier 1 by any means, but I feel like it's a pretty decent deck in the right hands. Very nice sort of mid-range combo control. But he's able to get into Brawn, 3,500 no less. Very strong card here, and I top deck a Gamma, which is just, now I'm feeling like this game is starting to slip out of my hands. He's got Brawn on the field, which says all other Fiend-type monsters you control gain 500 attack. You discard a Plunder Patrol card, then target a spell trap your opponent controls, banish it, then you can add a Plunder Patrol monster from your deck to your hand. This is a quick effect if this card is equipped with Plunder Patrol card. So you can basically discard a Plunder card, banish spell trap I control, which is actually pretty good, because some of the best cards I could draw into right now would be a Heavy Forward or a Revolving Switchyard, but luckily for us, he doesn't have a Plunder Patrol card in hand, at least not yet anyways. End phase, he tries to use Redbeard. I Gamma that because I might as well, because the next turn, with that resolving, he might be able to put on a lot of advantage. It's going to get equipped to him, now up to 4,000 attack, and uses Shipyard, finds a copy of Booty, and then IDPs out this Zeus, swings in for 7k, and makes a Zeus on top of it just to have. And here is where I top deck the almighty Revolving Switchyard. An important thing to note here, he does not have a Plunder Patrol card in hand, because I believe our Plunder Patrol player was going to take a chance, I think, on a draw here that I don't think, like, netted him the proper card that he needed to be able, yeah, this draw that happened right here. This draw that he needed did, like, and he has the Mork on field too. Like, he was banking on the draw here to be able to get a Plunder Patrol card in hand, to be able to stop this OTK. but unfortunately he was not able to. Luck really didn't pay out in his favor there. Again, this is a game that could have ended much sooner on my behalf if I would have just made the proper play. I'm down to 500. He was down to like less than 2,000. I take the chance here. I'm like, do I play it safe? And do I go for, like, you know, number 81 and just try to wall up? Do I do all this stuff, or just bank on going for a Gustav Max and see if it resolves? And lo and behold, it does. A 12-turn grinder there versus the Plunder Patrol deck. Could have ended much sooner. Should have ended much sooner, but what are you to do there? So this one here, this is from a replay that happened on my stream last night, actually, playing Speedroids again, because I've been very into Speedroids. I was in a huge train swing for a few weeks, now sort of swinging back for Speedroids. But we're playing against the new Drytron deck, which I think is like a low-key, it's a pretty good deck. I've heard some really good things about it, some scary things about Diviner, the Herald, and all that stuff. And if that card comes to TCG and Hulk is still legal, like, this deck could actually be a pretty problematic strategy. But without all that, like, it's still a pretty good deck. Does some Union Carrier shenanigans. I've seen it make calamities, but I think that was with Link Cross being legal, which obviously it is not anymore, so I don't know if that's still a possibility. But just the sheer fact that this deck can abuse Cyber Angel Ben 10 to, like, the absolute max. I'm used to seeing it abused in a deck like Necroz very limitedly to be able to search something like Vanity's Ruler or Manju the 10,000 hands, which you see him do both here. And he also has Herald of the Orange Light, which is going to act as a nice negate there. But I do have the Forbidden Droplet. We're going to go into Takatomborg for Duke. Just go right for Kite Drake. Let's see what he does. And he's going to go ahead and negate and destroy. And that's going to, of course, net me a copy of Terror Top. It's exactly what we want to happen. When that Kite Drake comes out, we want our opponent to be able to negate it, because it's just going to benefit us more. We're going to summon Card Turbo here, summon the plane. We're going to drop it even by more attack here, another 600 to be exact. And this is a cool play here. We're going to go into Leviair. One of the most important reasons to play Leviair is just because that clutch extension, that clutch getting another tuner back in some cases where you're not able to. Because you'll get a tuner from your Car Turbo in hand, you'll get a tuner off your Talk, you'll get a tuner off your Duke for car play. But then you can even go further than that by getting an additional 1,800 body on field. That's going to recycle cards, but getting a tuner off of the Leviair is very nice. To be able to complete this Crystal Wing here, and then using Car Engrave to boost everything by 800. And that right there is going to be game. Didn't even need to go for Hama the Conquering Bow, although it, you know, would have been a nice overkill. But we're able to out that nice little Vanity's Ruler combo, which some of these decks are starting to do now. We'll show this one. Actually, this one, luckiest OTK with the Roids. This one was pretty cool. So we're playing against Phantom Knight Burning Abyss. I think it might be a different variant. I think this might have been game 2 or something. I fire off the Lancia because that's obviously going to do a good job at shutting down a lot of the Phantom Knight stuff. Pretty much most of it. All of their graveyard effects from banishing. And he's going to go into Rusty Bardiche, as you might expect, get at least one Fogblade, and set another card here, which of course happens to be another Fogblade and Phase Search for Tour Guide. So this is our opening hand. Unfortunately, Forbidden Droplet, not like such a huge card here. The only thing it's going to allow us to do is maybe get more damage in on top of this Bardiche. And another thing too, just about the general state of the meta, I think the way my deck list for Speedroids is built is going to change a little bit, maybe in the terms of the side deck. Thought about maybe maining more back row hate, cards like Lightning Storm, maybe Cosmic Cyclone, just because these back row matchups are starting to become much more prevalent. Maybe like Eldritch Zoo, you know, to name one of those decks specifically, which on my stream I actually did VOD reviews from my locals, which are completely online right now. So if you want to see VOD reviews every Sunday, that if I play in locals that week on Sundays, we'll be doing VOD reviews. So if you want to check that out, feel free to follow me on Twitch, link below. We're going to start with Win, and it's going to go through for Terror Top here. And this is a really sneaky play here. He's going to try to use the Fogblade on it. I take a chance of the Droplet, and it does actually resolve here, which is very nice. It's obviously not in the field anymore to be negated, so therefore the effect will still go through. I believe that's how it works, something like that. So Terror Top resolving, getting Marble Machine here, which is great, negating his monster in the process and dropping it down to 1050. And that 50 damage actually is going to be a little problematic. We're going to go all the way up into a Rubber Band Shooter, and we have the double yo-yo here. It's going to go for Duke. We're going to synchro into Wind Pegasus at Ignister. That is going to force another Fogblade. We're going to go ahead and Duke now for Car, bring back Goita. And I'm not sure exactly what I do here. We're going to use the other effect of the Yeah, this is pretty interesting. We're gonna use the other effect here of Rubber Band Shooter to banish an 8 to reveal both car and plane. And I had to get plane for this to work because I needed the extra damage. I needed to drop this monster even more, and I just needed just like a smidgen of more damage. I need like 100 more points of damage. And obviously the car turbo engrave was going to be helpful. But I remember just calculating game was so close. So I took a chance on the Rubber Band Shooter. We had to get plane for it to work, and lo and behold, it worked. Plane hits the board. It's going to drop Bardiche by an additional 600. We're going to boost everything by 8, and we're just going to start swinging 36 in this game. Feels so good. That was a really good OTK there against that Phantom Knight deck. You'll love to see it. All right, so this next replay we have here is titled Close One versus Sharks. I'm playing against Eros here. You guys might have seen him on this series before. Playing a very cool Shark deck. I love to see some water shenanigans happening. Going for the Valiant Shark Lancer, Ixie's Remora Lantern Shark, all this stuff. Going for Bahamut Shark, summoning out a Toad, and a really solid board all around. Could have even, you know, committed the instant fusion, summoned out like Rare Fish or Mud Dragon, and made like a Dweller on top of it, or even another Bahamut, right? But I don't think Toad was at 2 here, I believe. I think definitely wasn't at 3 yet by the time when this replay was made, but maybe didn't want to commit the excess resources if he did not need to. Now, for those that don't know what Valiant Shark Lancer does, this card is really good. It says you can target one monster your opponent controls as cost, attach one material from an Ixie's monster control, and if you do destroy that monster, this is a quick effect if you control another Water Xyz. If another Water Xyz monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, while you control this monster, you can take one spell from your deck and place it on top of your deck. So, like, this card is just absolutely insane. It's just an absolute beast of a card. It basically gets value out from just having this, like, dead Bahamut Shark here that just kind of sits there and doesn't do anything, you know, during the opponent's turn. So, like, gives you nice value out of that, and especially with the whole, like, Bahamut Toad combo, very easy to pull off. So, but, you know, we're playing some Mekk-Knights here, back when we were still on that deck. Orchestrated Return, gonna get hit by the Ash. We're gonna set Whispers and summon the purple. I'm trying to deal with this Toad as easily as I can. He tries to use the Valiant Shark Lancer to pop it, so I just chain and dodge out of the way. He doesn't negate with Toad there, luckily for us, but he's gonna save that negate all the way for the Girsu, figuring out, you know, that's probably the best thing to hit at the end of the day. We're gonna go ahead and memory out yellow. That is going to suss out that impermanence. Go for Morningstar, and I summon this Morningstar in the absolute worst position, so go ahead and roast me for that if you want. I remember on stream specifically in that instance being like, why did I do that? So we're going to do the classic Secret Whisper combo, negate that instant fusion, and he's going to go all the way up into a Abyss Dweller there. And we're going to take some damage, not a whole lot. The Dweller is out. Dweller really doesn't hurt Mekk-Knights too much here, luckily. And we're going to try to play around the Shark Lancer, which is still live here because there is a Dweller with a material. We go for a Girsu. We're able to get our tokens, and we're trying to keep this Lancer turned off if we can. And unfortunately, we do lose our Morningstar to it because we just don't have all the resources there quite, you know, readily available to us. He's going to go into F0 and then Utopic Future Dragon as well. So much Ixie's changing. We'll take 2,500 to the face, but we won't take any more damage after that. The green going to get E-Tellied out by memory. And we're going to draw a Pinpoint Landing, which is huge. The graveyard advantage coming from World Legacy Board Chalice is fantastic. We're going to normal that under key. And we have, obviously, the Pinpoint Landing ready to go here. We're going to send Armor to the grave, summon blue. We're going to chain block the blue. Pick up a memory there, which is great. Summon out the Indigo, go for Galatea into Dingirsu, send off that Future Dragon, and finally get rid of this Valiant Shark Lancer and the token to boot. And he's just going to go ahead and surrender there, as he doesn't have much else to go off next turn. And we do have pretty much the triad lock that Mekk-Knights is capable of pulling off. We have an Indigo on field, we have Secret, we have Whispers and Key, and we have another memory ready to go. So we're feeling very confident there in that one. So yeah, pretty good game against Sharks there. I was unaware that Sharks was even a deck and if it was even like remotely playable, but it is of course pretty cool to see that. All right, so the last two replays I'm going to be showing you guys here are a mech mirror match between me and Larry has a bunch of other replays that you guys will see in future episodes of this series. But I figured I'd show these here. He's not a huge fan of EDOpro. Obviously, it does have its downfalls. in terms of finding meta-relevant games and things like that. But he decided to hop on one night, and we had ourselves a little mirror match. This is game 2, and as you can see, the side deck cards are in. I believe I took game 1. I'm not entirely sure. He hits me with a Gozen match on the Zaphion. You hate to see it, but Zaphion is still a fantastic card to have here. We set a bunch of cards and pass after upstarting. He's able to get blue out. He's able to get purple Nightfall onto the field, searching out Red Moon, going into Morningstar, ditching blue. Luckily, we have the Imperm here for the Morningstar. I find this to be like one of the most clutch instances to hit Mekk-Knights because they invest so much into it. They clear some of their good Mekk-Knights off the field in hopes to get them back from graveyard plays with like cards like Secret, you know, if they're linking off Indigos and things like that. And then they're just leaving the Morningstar there, and it does hurt quite a bit. And then we obviously turn off the Gozen match too, which is pretty nice. We're going to chain here. We're going to boost this up by 1,000 attack and defense because why not? Use or lose it situation. Goes into Spectrum Supreme. Imperms the Zaphion to be able to turn it off. But we'll still get to draw a card off of it, which is pretty nice. And that will do it for his turn. He's got Spectrum Supreme with Indigo Eclipse and a Secret set. We have Pinpoint Landing here, which is really, really nice. We're going to summon out Purple Nightfall. Not use the effect there, as I don't think it's necessary to do so. He does have a Secret, obviously, for us. That's going to force it out. And one thing I could have done here, I did kind of low-key throw. I should have just flipped up Secret immediately, or flipped up Key immediately to be able to turn off the Secret. And, you know, whatever. It is what it is. These things happen, right? Little flustered here, obviously, because of that misplay. I do pick up a memory, I believe, off the Pinpoint Landing, which is absolutely huge. Able to go into Lib, Link Cross, rest in peace in terms of just Mekk-Knight shenanigans. Card really wasn't too pivotal in terms of like Mekk-Knight's overall strategy. It was a nice card to have, though, I will admit. And he's going to summon out the purple. He's going to negate or destroy that Key with yellow. So obviously losing that card there when I really didn't have to. I ashed the purple, which is really nice. And we're going to end phase E-Telly out the Gearsu, or summon off of memory rather. Send the Chalice to the graveyard. So that's ready to go on our turn. And we also get a nice normal summon to our hand in the process. And we're going to go ahead and bring out the Gearsu. He negates with the Secret, and he still has like this nice little double lock here. So obviously our Gearsu normal summon is going to force out this Secret with Indigo to be able to negate it, which is unfortunate. At least we were able to get our search off of Chalice already because we end phased out the Gearsu for memory. So that was nice. But here you're going to see me activate a Secret of my own, which is really, really clutch. And you'll notice why it's super clutch, because my Gearsu is in the same column as his Indigo, and he had to do that in order, obviously, for him to negate my Gearsu. So the Mekk-Knight Wars, you know, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Chess, it's happening right now. What am I going to revive off the Secret, you might ask? Well, I'm going to revive Zaphion, and Zaphion is completely safe to resolve right now because he cannot move with Indigo because my Gearsu is here, but he did that, of course, because he had to. And with this card going to resolve successfully, you'll see what is going to happen here. He's going to try to use purple here. Obviously, save that. We're going to use Zaphion here. And that is just going to send off his entire field because the yellow and the Indigo like were both summoned off by Secrets, and those get shuffled back into the deck. So Zaphion coming in super, super clutch there. Linking it off, too, for the Galatea and netting a draw as well because of Zaphion's nice graveyard effect. Using Galatea to recycle that, getting Orchestrated Return. Going to go ahead and memory out purple. Purple is going to tag, I believe, for Indigo here. Summon the red. We draw one off Pinpoint Landing. We draw a Gearsu. We return that to draw two more, picking up Ash and memory. Discarding one here. The Indigo for Secret. And we have the Driver in hand, which is, of course, fantastic. Probably the best thing about our hand. But look at this. We went from pretty much having just a Gearsu on board to having a Morningstar, drawing, I think we drew like 3 cards there. Just a ton of cards. Or 4 cards, actually, I think. We drew one off the Zaphion, drew 2 off the Return, and drew 1 off the Landing. So pretty productive turn there, and having an Ash in hand as well. All he's got is a Gearsu, draws triple Tactic Talents, has purple coming back. He's not completely out of this one just yet. He's going to bring it back and try to force the early battle phase in the Morningstar. I'm just going to chain here. And it happens in the battle phase too, which is pretty important. But I do have the Ash here in main phase 2 to potentially make the talents live. He's going to try to fire off this the Gearsu. Now, I get a little greedy here because I think if I check, actually, are banished. Yeah, we only have one banish, so I should have summoned, and I could have summoned another Indigo, but I thought, you know, his turn was pretty much going to be over after this, so I summoned a purple out to sort of net that extra advantage. He's going to fire off this Talents to draw 2, go into a Morning Star, pitch the Memory, go ahead and use Succession to bring back purple, links into Nightmare Unicorn, goes into Access Code Talker, gonna start really just piecing apart the field right now, getting rid of Secret, getting rid of the purple, and he's gonna go ahead and summon out a ton of tokens here off this Link Cross, just basically resolving Scapegoat here at this point. So yeah, as you can see, my mistake by not summoning Indigo there nearly almost cost me the game by that big bad Access Code Talker coming out, especially when we're only at 2200. Very, very scary stuff there, folks. We're going to be able to draw here and search 2 off of this blue because of these tokens and everything like that. Resolving Gearsu, going for Lib, setting a Succession from the deck. I think I bring back a Red Moon here. Yep. Summon that out to the field. We're going to move the red over. We're going to just start firing off, just clearing out this column completely, getting rid of the cross and a token. Go into an Access Code Talker of our own. Make it gain 2,000. Start clearing off these tokens rapid fire and swing in for game. My goodness, that was quite the game, but it's not over, folks. We still have game 3 to go into here. Game 3 is on, and as you can see, the side deck cards are in. Unfortunately, Mekk-Knight still showing it has that terrible crutch when it has to go first. Did we see Gearsu? No, we didn't see Gearsu. All right, we're gonna set and pass, or we're just not gonna do anything in pass. But I take the risk here by committing a little bit. You know, I still have Gamma in hand. I still have Sanctum in memory. You know, if he OTKs me, I'd be shocked at this point. He draws Zoo King Alpha, which is something I think he plays exclusively in his build. I'm not really too big of a fan of it in my Mekk-Knight list, but still a pretty good card nonetheless, as we know. A Gamma that Gearsu, it makes his Zoo King Alpha live because of the attack difference, but it's not such a big deal. He just bounces the driver back to my hand. Not really too concerned about that. I think the correct play would have been to bounce the Gamma back and let the driver get banished in the end phase. But yeah, these things, they do happen, unfortunately. And I draw the Scythe here. You really hate to see it, but we're able to fully resolve a Gearsu here, sending the World Armor to the grave. Now we're going to link off into Lib. I think I go for the Succession here. Succession, going to bring back the World Armor, and that's going to get a copy of, I believe, Memory or Secret in this case, directly to our hand. We don't really need Memory at this point, I suppose, with all the searches and advantage that we have. Now we're going to get it off of Morningstar, go into the Avermax. I love doing this line, just being a big boss monster on field, spin a card back in the process, and get all of these searches. So as you can see, we have Memory, we have a Scythe and a Sanctum set, which is very unfortunate, and a Secret. He's going to go for Zoo King Alpha, and he's going to try to activate its effect, which I believe Zoo King Alpha does not target, so I do have to negate that with the Secret. There's Gearsu trying to resolve, summoning out another Memory. So now at this point, I could still negate 2 more monster effects if I wanted to. There is the Morning Star of his. We're going to negate that. He's going to summon Red Moon, go for Lib, go for Galatea, do all these crazy plays, get rid of one of the Indigos, and he's going to send off the other and try to run over the Avermax, and he's going to protect, obviously. I think he was doing this because he wanted to try to get into Zeus, and unfortunately, Zeus obviously needs more than 1 material to be able to fire off its send effect, which is a clever idea. He is a big fan of Zeus in Mekk-Knights, but you can really only get access to big boy Zeus if you either obviously keep your material under your Dingirsu, or you're hard making Dingirsu with Indigo and Purple alike. So yeah, he still makes the Zeus because, you know, might as well commit at this point. Purple's coming back. We're summoning Red Moon. We're going to attempt to destroy this because the Zeus only gains the material if something else would be destroyed. So yeah, that's going to do it for there. He's just going to scoop, and that pretty much does it for all the replays I wanted to show you guys. I'll go ahead and show you some of the decks that were featured in here. This is my current going second Speedroid list. I might update this very soon based on a lot of the new findings, I guess, that I've found in terms of deck building. Side deck is one of the things I've been struggling with lately in terms of like what is like an impactful side deck choice. Ghost Bell making its way in here because of like new meta and things like that. So yeah, adding Dinotherium back in as well, just because like the way I'm playing this deck is sort of changing with now how I'm understanding a new way you can OTK with Hama the Conquering Bow. So so that's that. Here's my current Mekk-Knight list. Really not much has changed. there, and my current Infinitrack train deck profile as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, be sure to leave a like. More of these videos on the way. And don't forget to check out in the description ways you can support the channel, and also drop a comment down below on what your favorite replay was, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. We're very, very close to 20,000 subscribers. Maybe if we're lucky, super, super lucky, we can hit before the end of the year. That'd be awesome, but do not forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos like these. Trying to upload pretty much every day. Hit the notification bell if you want to get notified when I upload. Join Discord, all that good stuff. Have a great day, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, Mekl signing out. We'll see you in the next one. And last but not least, a huge shout out goes to our Divine level channel members here on YouTube, and they are Academic Thick, Zors, and Cadillacs84. As always, thank you guys so much for your continued and very generous support of the channel.